Hello, everyone, and welcome back to round two. Good morning.
Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're hanging out. It's a dull, sad day here in Sligo. Yesterday,
Really? No.
yeah, yesterday was a beautiful sunny day. It was like clear blue skies. It was fresh. It was lovely. And now it's just dull grey cloud. So hopefully it'll clear for the afternoon.
At
I
least
have
it
to.
makes you feel better for playing chess for the chess players.
Exactly. So everybody was tired yesterday because where we are in Sligo, you think like driving to Sligo, there's quite a good road all the way to Sligo from Dublin, or yeah, from Dublin, and it takes about 3 hours. But just before you get to Sligo, you have to turn off for Enniscrone, and Enniscrone is way out west on the I guess the Sligo Peninsula or whatever it's called, and you have to drive another 50 kilometers out that way, and it's a narrow, twisty, turny road, and it's draining
Yeah.
if you're doing the driving. So like people have arrived last night, probably having driven 3 hours. Then they have a tough game.
Yeah.
They try to get to sleep, and they have to be up early on a Saturday morning to get breakfast and then start the grind. So it's that Friday evening. I used to think that should be the easiest round, but I think now it's probably one of the toughest. Um, so let's see
The
what.
first night, Friday night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Friday night. Yeah. Um, and thankfully here, yeah, Amelia Castellao, who's president of the Women in Chess group organization. She is playing in her first tournament, and she tweeted last night. She said, "Oh my God, we have to play 2 rounds on Saturday." Oh, that sweet summer child, Diana. Like, she doesn't remember. She doesn't know what it's like to
To
play
play
3 rounds on a
three.
Saturday, does she?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No. No, I haven't done a three rounder in a very long time, but that was what I grew up on.
exactly. It made you the woman who you are. Yeah,
Yeah, it was not easy. Bunratty, Galway, all of them.
exactly. And no, but anyway, she has it easy today.
Yeah.
She only had 2 games rather than three, like we used to
Yeah,
play.
two is I actually prefer two on Saturday than the late Friday.
Oh, you
Because
mean no? You prefer the three on Saturday to
oh
the
well,
late
yeah,
Friday? Is
but
that what
if
you're saying?
okay,
Yeah.
no, then I would still prefer Friday night than three. But
Okay.
I mean, two is doable because you still have a good break in the middle and you don't finish too late.
Right. Who might be the most sober man? It's like 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to be drinking. I'm not like a complete dipso. Thanks very much, Soda. Clearly, you're teetotaler as well. If you're on the soda as well, yeah. Uh, but yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at
Yeah.
have a look at the top game. David Fitzsimons drew his. It was lucky to draw his game, as he admitted to me this morning at breakfast.
Yeah.
Um, and uh, so he's in the middle of the pack, and Marina Geisen, all the way from Belgrade, is playing. She's now the top seeded player on full points.
Yeah.
And we have a winner. This used to be my favorite variation as black.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. But I play. I didn't bring out. I waited for my knight to come out. But this transposes.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is standard enough.
Okay.
And yeah, like these are. There were great games in the 60s. There were Korchnoi used to play this as black. Ullman from East Germany, as it was, he used to play this as black. Who else would have played these? Hmm, don't know. These are the positional lines. Um, the other line to do if you go back one move there,
Oh, H4
Diana,
was
or
just played.
yeah, but if you go back a couple of moves to after taking there and c5, queen g4 is the really sharp move.
Hmm. And you can't castle because of
And
bishop here?
oh no, you
Or you
can't. You
can
can
and then
castle.
there's knight.
You can castle, and you play knight g6. And yeah, that you wouldn't normally do that. White wouldn't normally do that. What White would like to do is play bishop d3.
Okay.
And if you play things like, it can get very sharp very quickly. And but this used to be my favorite variation to play as black.
You were
And I
okay
had,
with being attacked?
yeah. I would use it as a chance to counterattack. And
Hmm.
I had this fantastic book by Stefan Kindermann, a German grandmaster who now lives in Austria. And he produced the most beautiful book on openings that I've ever seen, and back about 2000 or so. And it had fantastic photographs. It had a third of the book was on like explaining the ideas of the opening with beautiful games, and then he had a third of it was on opening analysis
Oh.
variations, and then the last third was a database dump
What is it called?
of interesting games. But it was a fantastic book for the time, and having read that, I played this variation at about the level of 2400 level, which is like 300 points higher than my rating.
Hmm.
Um,
What's the
and
name of the book?
it was Französisch Nimzowitsch Variante. It was in German.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
it was never published in English.
Wait, do you speak German?
Natürlich.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't. I
Yeah.
thought you spoke of about you're fluent.
I'm very comfortable.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's so good. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know
I've
that.
worked. I used to, for about 4 years. I was traveling to Germany every week, and
Hmm.
I worked in Cologne, and I worked through German.
And do
Um,
you have any tips on how you learned?
yes, what you do is every morning you go out to the bakery, to the Bäckerei, and you order a Brötchen, which is a bread roll, or you order a pastry, and there's lots of nice pastries. So you can have a Rosinenschnecken, which is like a raisin snail,
Hmm.
but it's one of those. It's like those cinnamon rolls, except instead of cinnamon, they often put like almond paste in it, which is delicious. So yeah, I love those. So what you do, you go to these places, and you go to the same place every day, and you pay your couple of euros, and you that way you practice. These people normally don't speak any English,
Yeah.
and that's the problem in Germany, as you well know, is that everybody and their mother speaks excellent English, and they, or even if they don't speak excellent English, they love speaking their poor English. And
Hmm.
so it's really hard now for a foreigner like yourself to learn German. Um, so yeah, so that's what I would go to these little places and order stuff, and that will give you confidence in speaking the words,
Hmm.
and you get to know. I mean, it's this is at the very beginning, and I'm sure you've lived in Germany for what? How many years now?
I
Two?
haven't. I'm starting German classes next week or in 2 weeks, but I have
Okay.
not learned.
Okay. The other thing to do, uh, Diana, is pretend you are a an actor in a German film, and so you have to speak like a German, and so
Great
you
accent.
no, but no, you have to pretend that you are German,
Yeah.
and then you will feel it, and it will be einfach to speak. And so that's basically you take on this persona,
Hmm.
um, and that helps because like I know in school when we did French in school, and we had none of us learnt really to speak it, and we
Yeah.
were kind of ashamed. But if we'd been told, yeah, pretend you're a famous French actor, And then you speak like this. I am very French, and I like my wine and my baguette, and like, and then it's just like it. You get a good, you get good, a
Yeah,
good, you get good pronunciation then,
that's
and
a
you
good
don't
tip.
have, and you kind of make it a game.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, that's what I would suggest. Um, so anyway, where we've got yeah, and join clubs and whatever. Find places where people meet and socialize and just join a chess club. Well,
Oh,
yeah,
I did, but there are no young people and no women. So it's
find
not
another chess club.
here in Little Tübingen there are not. There's only one, there's one another, but a lot of girls don't play around here.
Okay. And
But
what about a student Verein? Are there not some student clubs?
yeah,
Is
there
there
are,
not?
but you need to either be a student or it's the fee is a lot bigger. But I think there's some that you can't join if you're not a student.
Okay, okay.
I looked into it. The main thing would be sports clubs, but I will, uh, yeah, I'll join that maybe after I'm recovered.
Soda saying something about the German accent sounds like someone's about to get hurt. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. No, mein Deutsch ist relativ gut. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I'm amazed. Like when I go, I like talking to people. As you may have told,
Yeah,
seen, but every time I go to Berlin, I just start talking to random strangers, almost, and I get interesting stories out of them, especially in Berlin.
hmm.
So I've met people. I met a woman whose father crawled through tunnels to get from East Berlin to West Berlin in
Oh, wow.
1961, and she didn't see her father again until 1989.
Oh,
Um, I met a border guard who was there in 1989 at Checkpoint Charlie,
okay.
and uh, he literally all himself and all his comrades they'd been standing outside in the cold, damp weather in November in Berlin, which can be really cold and damp.
Yeah,
It's like in Baden-Württemberg it'll be cold, but it won't be
yeah,
damp. And after 8 hours of doing that, they were told, yeah, go to this disused cinema, warm up, get some rest, and then come back. And his commandant said, guys, I don't know about you, but I'm not going to shoot anyone. I'm out of here. And that,
really? Oh,
yeah, and basically himself and all his mates did the exact same, and that was kind of like the end
oh,
of
wow.
East Germany,
Oh,
the
okay.
end of the DDR. So that, and I wouldn't have got those stories if I hadn't spoken German. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's. Anyway, let's have a look. We've got
Yeah,
we've got Queen A5, which is very standard.
yeah.
Bishop D2, and then Queen C7. Yeah, now, yeah. The only thing is that H4 is H4. White wants to play H5 and H6. So I think uh, and I think White will play H5 now, and there isn't any pressure here. I think Black will have to play H6, and then you can play thing. I guess White will play maybe Bishop. Well, if you play Bishop D3, you're asking for C4.
And you don't want C4 on them.
Uh, I don't know. Like Black would probably prefer not to play C4 because
Yeah,
it's putting another pawn on the white squares, and you've got this somewhat silly bishop on C8.
yeah.
Um, so you might want to just play bishop E2. White might want to just play bishop E2 and say, yeah, if you want
Oh,
to play
just C4.
C4, you can. Um,
But maybe you would want to encourage C4 because um
but
now there's
then
no
then
more.
what? Yeah, there's no pressure there. But Black will play bishop D7, and then say white won't castle. White will play his rook up the board, or sorry, she her rook up to h4, something like
Okay.
that, and go to g4 exactly to put pressure on g8.
Hmm.
Or else, or the other thing you can play instead of going to g4, you can go to f4 to kind of prevent queenside castling, or to try and prevent it.
Okay, yeah, to
But
put pressure in here.
yeah, but I think after rook h4 here, yeah, black will castle queenside definitely, and then play the rooks to like f8 and g8, and try and play f6 or g6. You're trying to open up on the king side, which is a bit weird.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, like there's only the b file here on for white, the open b file, and that's not enough to get an attack on the black king. And again, the king, what black will probably do is play a move. You play king b8, king a8, maybe a6 and king a7 instead, and you play very slowly. I mean, at some stage, possibly. Oh yeah, that knight on e7. An idea. Knight e7 goes to c8, to b6, to a4, and
Hmm.
you kind of put pressure on, and then the queen comes back to a5 to put pressure on that c pawn. Um,
But do
so
you want to
there's
bring your pieces on the queen side?
well,
I
white
guess
has
here.
weaknesses.
Yeah.
It's complicated.
Yeah, it's
You can
complicated.
like you can play on both sides of the board, but
Yeah.
probably it's harder
Yeah, I
to
think.
play on the king side.
Yeah, maybe this rook on h4 also needs to get back somehow, but there's no. So you
No,
wouldn't
I
castle
think it
with
goes
white,
to g4 or f4. I think that's kind of standard.
even if the king has castle queenside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Okay.
think so.
Hmm.
I think so. Yeah. Now you play your rook h g8. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll try and play maybe the other rook. Oh, I'm just wondering. Yeah, well, you can play. Black can play knight f5 and then f6, and again, yeah, knight to
Instead of rook
f5.
g8.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can do that. Um,
Yeah,
these,
here I
I
would
think,
play rook. I think
yeah,
yeah, I see what you mean by preferring black because it feels like white's pieces are not coordinated at all.
no, they're not. They're
Yeah.
not. It's slightly easier to play for black.
Yeah.
Um, uh, so that's why I think encouraging that bishop is not a good idea. Um,
Okay, yeah,
but yeah, I think I'm just wondering what was
Oh,
there.
bishop d3 was played.
Okay.
Okay,
Well, then
bishop d3 is
we
played.
might see that happening.
Hmm.
Uh,
Also, good morning, TJ. Hello. Welcome back.
Yay! And the
Nothing
beads
beats
is here too.
playing. Yeah, beats this here too. Nothing beats playing chess like it's horse racing.
uh, did you ever ride horses?
I when I was younger, I did once or twice.
Okay, I was a member of Trinity College Equestrian Society
Oh, are
many
you?
years ago.
Nice. Wait, do you have horses?
No,
Okay.
I have alpacas. I have
Yeah.
the alpacas, and yeah, and you can't ride. They're too small to ride. They would be yeah, they wouldn't. Anyway, no, they're not strong enough for that. Um, maybe for a small child.
And how did you end up with five alpacas?
We got three. We got three black alpacas, and called Merlot, Malbec, and Montepulciano, named after grape varieties. And they were in the field, and we'd look out every day, and we'd just see three black spots in the distance, and it was kind of boring. So we got a white one called Chablis, and a fawn colored one called Chardonnay.
That's
And
crazy.
And now you see the patterns are different all the time. You might get like black, white, black, fawn, black, or black, 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 fawn, white, or it's more interesting. Um, so yeah, they're nice animals. They're friendly. And they've got lovely soft lips. They have soft furry lips, and when you hold out, you get sorry, yeah, you get they love what is it? Lamb pellets. Lamb pellets are what we feed them in the winter to because our field doesn't have enough grass in it to keep them alive. So we give them lamb pellets, and lamb pellets to an alpaca, it's like crack cocaine to an addict. And it's just,
Yeah, I
yeah,
can
they
imagine
love
any
it.
animal would love it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what we give them. Uh, no, they have very soft lips. Soda, yeah. Uh, and they don't bite you. If you hold your hand out, flat with the lamb nuts on your hand, and then they just kind of nibble away, and yeah, it's quite nice.
You're the only person I've ever
Anyway,
met
where
that
we
has
got?
an
So
alpaca.
okay, let's have a look. Have a look at some of the other games.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I think who is it? We've got
Maslin?
a request from Michel Scora's game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we go there, and
We
we only have one other request for I think it's Maslin's game from today.
Okay, let's have a look.
So okay,
Thanks TJ for sending
okay,
the link.
yeah, okay. So E4, right?
Okay, we've got a Karakan.
Okay, I never played that as black.
Yeah, I also never played it. Actually, there are a lot of darlings that play it. TJ plays it, I think, and a
Right.
few others play the
Yeah.
Karakan.
I remember who was I
Bees, do
was
you play the Karakan? I think. Hmm.
um
Connor O'Donnell, I know, famously plays it.
although every time I've playing with white and I play e4, he has played a different opening.
Oh,
He has not allowed me to play against his Caro Can. He's a tricky player, is Connor.
okay. So we have the exchange and knight c3. Okay, usually
I'd
here I
see
play
no,
bishop d3.
that, or they play c4 and play the
Yeah,
pan of
yeah, kind of.
Botvinnik attack. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's probably the best line.
yeah.
Yeah, these kind of positions remind me of the Queen's Gambit declined the exchange variation, except with reverse colors,
Hmm.
and you get a thing called Carlsbad structure, which Alex Baburin is an expert in. But knight c3, don't like knight c3. That's just
Yeah.
wrong.
Same theme as yesterday. If you play knight c3 and knight c6, usually you want it behind your pawn.
Yeah, yeah. Calm down, Soda. And I'm not married to a French bulldog. I'm married to a very nice woman. Thank you very much. And the bulldog we're just looking after her for 3 years. She's going back to her owners in the summer.
Oh, 3 years.
Uh,
That's a long time.
yeah, no, her owners are it's one of my wife's cousins, and she's married to a professional rugby player,
Oh
and
wow.
they moved to Japan for his career, his last
Oh,
3 years of his career,
oh,
and
nice.
so that's finishing this year. They couldn't bring the dog with them,
Okay, yeah.
so yeah. Knight c3 is only good in the Vienna. Exactly, TJ. The Vienna is a great opening.
Yeah, if you, I guess, switch around the board, same like in the closed Sicilian. If you play f4 and knight f3, it's the same idea with c4, knight c3. So you play one of them. If you're gonna play one in front of the pawn, I guess.
Yeah, but the only thing is it's safer to move your c pawn than to move your
Yeah,
f pawn,
that's true.
because your king is close to the f pawn, and it can be a bit airier.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true. I guess
but anyway,
usually you play e4, d3, and then knight c3.
yeah. Anyway, what happened? What happened here? We have bishop b5. Okay. Yeah, this just looks. This feels comfortable. Oh, okay. Now what you have is g4 and knight e5. That's what I'd be playing.
Yeah.
And many years ago, I lost a horrible game to Stephen Brady, and it wasn't quite like this. It was an exchange variation of the French. So that pawn on e7 would now be actually over on c7. Um, but for that game, but the problem is that bishop on g6 is it doesn't have that many squares to
Yeah.
go to, and now in fact here you could play, I guess after say a move like rook c8 or queen b6. Oh wait, queen b6 was played, so this is all played, was
Oh
it?
yeah, Queen B6. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was played. This looks
Yeah.
very
Okay.
similar to Scandinavian lines. Oh yeah, TJ
Yeah.
says he takes the knight on f3. So yeah, you rarely want to take the knight, but I guess in these positions your bishop is not great. So you want to trade
No.
and then
Yeah.
just develop your bishop.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Okay.
I think also though you could also play just bishop f5 instead of bishop g4. Here, you just play bishop f5.
Yeah. But then you would play bishop f5 immediately, or do you want to
Yeah.
provoke
No,
h3?
no. I don't want to play provoke h3.
Yeah.
I want to play bishop f5 first without bishop
Yeah.
g4. Yeah, because
Yeah, but
I don't want to be I don't want to give white tempi to attack me.
yeah.
Um, uh, okay, so what after queen b6, g5? No,
Oh,
g5. It says g5 is good. Is that because the pawn on d5 is about to drop off?
I mean, I guess anything is good in this position. Yeah, d5 is just
H
the
H
also
H4 was the move I'd be thinking about,
yeah,
which is
h4 is
also pretty
also
good.
good. Probably you can play anything here, and it's good maybe.
Yeah.
So, black is
Anyway,
now.
g5 happened,
Yeah.
and now knight takes d5 is possible, and you can't. And here,
Ooh.
please don't take that bishop on b5.
Yeah,
It's
nice
it's
trick
it's not
here.
hanging. It's not hanging.
We've got a royal fork.
Yeah, yeah. Um. So what happened? Oh,
Queen
queen
a5
check.
check.
c3.
c3,
Yes.
rook
Okay.
c8, and queen
Yeah.
e2.
Oh, actually, that's
Queen
interesting.
e2 is maybe not
The
so accurate.
okay, what could we play instead of that? Um, oh, do you know what I would want? I'd like to play. I think I'd like to play a4. I think I want to play a4 here,
Yeah, that's a nice move.
and I'm just
And
wondering
if
what happens.
a6.
A6. Uh, hmm. Oh, I can just play bishop takes c6 check, pawn takes, and then knight b4.
Yeah,
Oh, that does not. Okay, so what else? There must be something else. Maybe I
still
play.
good.
Maybe I play. What do I play?
b4.
Oh, I want. No, I was thinking of. No, I don't like b4 because the queen will go back to d8.
Oh, this is not good. Wait, there's a tactic here. Oh, sorry. Maybe not.
Queen takes d5.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's too early for
it's too
me.
early. You haven't
Uh,
had your coffee. You haven't had your
I
coffee,
had, but it
Diana.
actually spilled all over my desk.
Oh.
That's why I was late coming because it spilled all over the place, and I was like, oh, I can't be bothered to clean it up because it's all over. So like different things that I have on my desk.
So do you get the shakes then, Diana? Is that
No,
what
I
it is?
just
You get
make
the
the
shakes.
coffee myself.
Okay, right. So it isn't having drank too much alcohol last night after
No,
the commentary.
it's
No,
not enough sleep is the problem.
fair enough, fair enough. Yeah. Uh, uh,
No, but I
Queen
have too
f3,
many
Queen
things
F.
on my desk.
So anyway, somebody. Oh yeah, no, we have to move that. I guess after takes we could play. No, that's just queen takes
Oh yeah,
d5.
same thing,
Our
same
knight on
thing.
d5
Yeah, yeah.
is under attack. So maybe just a move like knight
I
f4.
like knight. I think knight before is good still. Now
Doesn't
you're,
like it as much, but now
you
there's
have,
c5. There's c5 there, isn't there?
and maybe we can
Although
still go. Or no,
I guess we just no.
no. Then our knight looks a bit. Well, yeah. Maybe we can go take the not take the bishop on g6 and then go back to e5.
Go back. Yeah.
Let's say queen here.
There's maybe okay now there might be. There's also d5 is an option.
Ooh. Yeah,
Or
d5 looks really nice.
there's also a5 to kick that queen a little bit more, but maybe not. Maybe that does. I don't know. No, that doesn't seem to be. Oh yes, yeah. Because you can't play queen b5, folks. Why can't you play queen b5 here? Use your cutlery. Is that too subtle a joke for this time in the morning?
Yeah. Okay, who can find it? Yeah, well done. Knight a7.
Yeah.
Double attack. So, queen
so you
b7.
have to go queen b7.
Oh wait, queen g4 was just. I guess the knight is already protected, but if it wasn't, then that would also be a really nice fork.
Yeah, I saw queen g4, but I thought just e6 blocks the attack on the rook.
Yeah, and the knight is protected.
And the knight is. Oh no, it's not. It's not protected for very long though.
You can take the bishop, I guess. Wait, does queen g4 work?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Oh no! We don't play queen b5. Go back. We're not playing queen b5 there because that's just losing. So yeah, instead of d5, instead of that. No, again we don't want to play a5 because now our rook is defended. So we want to play something else.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay, and
although maybe rook takes knight is possible.
The knight back.
No, there's rook takes knight as well is possible.
Oh yeah. Oh sorry, that was the main idea of.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, there's checkmate.
Oh.
Here you go. Your time to shine. We haven't made the command yet, but we have our first shakalaka boom.
Shakalaka boom! Come on, guys. Where are you? You know, that's the first of the day.
Okay, so black is actually not threatening to take here if you play queen g4.
Correct. Okay, so you have to play e6.
Queen g4, nice move. You're threatening to not only take the rook,
but
you're threatening mate.
But again, e6, and if you take there, you take back with the h pawn. And if you then queen takes, and well, I'd say queen takes.
Yeah,
but,
queen takes. You want to trade queens?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Then I think it's okay. White's still a bit better, but it's not as good as it once was. Or maybe is white a pawn up? Yeah, white's a pawn up. Okay, so white's just a simple pawn up, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So that's anyway. We've gone down a long rabbit hole there.
Yeah.
So what after queen e2?
Queen e2 now.
Knight d6.
Knight d6, kicking the bishop.
Oh, okay, and that's.
This is the position we have right now.
Yeah, you've kind of got to take. Have you got to take off here? The bishop's hanging. You can't play a4 because you could, but then knight takes bishop, queen takes, pawn takes. So that would
a4,
be.
A4, we take.
No, you can't take because you lose the rook. So you have to take back with the queen there, and queens will then come off. And it's kind of.
You don't want to trade queens.
I think this, and then you take on e5, I guess. Oh yeah, and it gets worse. Pawn takes, and then bishop e4 forks the knight and the rook.
That's the main problem.
Yeah, that would please TJ as a Caro-Kann player. He'd be very pleased to get to use the bishop that's outside the pawn chain.
Okay, so here white needs to play something different.
Yeah, I think Caro-Kann players are, I guess, are philosophically similar to French players, but they have too much respect for the white squared bishop.
They trade it for the knight.
Well, but it's not sitting all sad on c8.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
true.
thing. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. This is where we've got to. Okay, Misha,
So
Scora. That's
here you
it's
would take the knight,
it's.
or what
I
would you?
think you have to. I think you have to. Yeah, and pawn takes, and then
Because what if you play just bishop back? What's that? What's
you lose your knight on
oh
d5. No, you lose
oh
your knight on d5.
oh yeah, same thing. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
This queen
So
on
no, that's not
a5
good.
is too sneaky.
Yeah, and given the fact that you haven't had enough caffeine in your bloodstream this morning, you'd probably lose the rook on h1 as well,
Oh, that
Diana.
I definitely would. I definitely would.
um, okay, so
Okay, bishop
yeah,
takes c6 was played, so
yeah,
that's the
okay.
position.
So it'll be pawn takes, and then it'll be maybe knight f4, knight b4. Who knows? But I think white is just a pawn up, and that's what the eval bar is showing. Pawn up and better development.
Okay,
I think.
let's have a look
Yeah.
at another game.
Yeah, let's
Oh, we
have a
can look at
look.
Maslin.
Maslin, exactly. Yeah.
He's playing in the Challengers. Oh,
Okay.
there he is. Oh, I guess the board transmission isn't working.
Is it not?
Or
Oh,
is it for you?
let me see. I just check on the site that must not be named. Uh, it's Challengers, is it?
Yeah,
You said
Challengers board 2.
for two. No, it's not working.
Yeah.
Not working. I at the break when we take a break, I'll go down and ask them about that.
Yeah.
Um, okay, actually, There's a game with two of my students
Oh,
are playing one another, and it's Ivan Gleason and Kyle Enrique. Um, where is Kyle? I think he. No, there must be in majors. Yeah, major. Let's see. And we saw Ivan's game. Yeah, I asked her about. She actually saw. Do you remember in that game yesterday?
B3.
Um, Ivan could. Her opponent played this Vienna with Queen f3,
Yeah.
and then at some stage, her opponent took on h7, and she could have taken the knight with her rook, and then Queen takes pawn on g6 would happen with check, and then she could swing the rook over to f7, keeping her rook safe and guarding against the check. And she saw that variation, she told me, but she couldn't figure out if that was good for her or not. And that's something that tools like Puzzle Rush don't really teach you, because they generally often the evaluation of the position is so huge one way or the other at the end of a combination in those puzzles that yeah it just is it's you don't learn to evaluate
Yeah.
properly. Anyway, this was looking. I saw it up when Ivan played Queen G4 on move 4. So if we have a look at the first few moves. So yeah, Knight C3. Yeah, Ivan plays that a lot, and Kyle Enrique played Bishop C5. And I don't know. I think he might have felt a bit uncomfortable when she played Queen G4, which looks a very reasonable move.
Yeah.
And here he played G6. He can't play Queen F6 because the knight comes in. Oh no, oh yeah, well he could have played that, but then I guess Knight F3. But Knight F3 allows D5. Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's so
And you can't
it's
take with the knight?
well you can, but then you lose your queen
Oh
on
yeah, sorry, I
G4.
forgot.
Yeah,
Ooh!
yeah,
Yeah. So okay, so d5 really nice move, double attack here.
yeah. So that means knight f3 can't be played. Knight f3 is a blunder here. So instead of that, we've got to find a move that avoids d5 and saves our pawn on f2. So what would you suggest, Diana? What would the chat suggest?
Knight h3.
Well, that doesn't stop d5 hitting
Oh
our
yeah,
queen.
that's true. Same thing. Oh. Hmm. I guess queen f3, but you don't really want to trade queens like that.
No, I don't want. I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that.
Queen g3.
Queen g3 is definitely, that was the first thought that I had, and that gets out of the that vicious attack from that bishop on c8, and it protects the f2 pawn. But there's another move. There's another move that's very interesting here. And can anyone in the chat find it? And it's not queen h4, by the way. I think it's I don't even know if it's good, but it's interesting, and it's a kind of an idea that sometimes happens in these sharp variations of the Vienna. It's knight d5, 17. Yes, 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 yes. Knight d5,
Oh,
exactly.
and you allow queen takes f2.
Yeah, and you stick your king on d1, and now you're saying, okay,
Oh.
what are you doing here? You've got all these threats. You've got
Oh
a
wow.
threat of knight f3 followed by rook f1, winning the queen. Yeah, it can be, this can be very
Wow,
dangerous.
this looks really scary for
Yeah,
black.
yeah,
But
yeah.
hmm.
And it's funny. It looks like
Like you shouldn't allow it.
you shouldn't allow it, but this is, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, again, knight d5. It also stops d5. Yes, black may
Yeah.
play d6, but you know, we can take that g pawn. So I don't know. It's. I guess the move to play is something like, is it king f8? But the machine is saying this is good for white.
Hmm.
But you know, you've got to avoid knight takes c7 check, winning the rook.
Yeah, you
You've
can't
got to
avoid both.
So I think king f8 maybe.
Or you can still knight takes c7, I guess. Or
No. I don't want to. No, I'm not interested in that. I want checkmate. I want to play knight
e2.
h3
Oh,
h3, or knight h3 just really good.
yeah.
Where does the black queen go?
Oh, we actually have 17 knows theory. h5. Black plays h5.
Oh,
And then you
okay,
play queen g5.
right, okay. Do you play f6 now?
And then queen d4, apparently.
Okay, queen d4, and now after d3, threatening c3, winning the queen.
Oh.
This is really hard.
Yeah. This
This
is
is
very
not a
hard.
this is a position you'd be, as white, I'd be thinking, yippee yay, this is fantastic.
So bishop e7 can be played, I guess. But yeah, this is also
Okay,
interesting to see.
right. But again, you've got c3 and b4. It's like you just go. Where do we go? I go queen g3 here. Queen g3. Und jetzt? Now there's c3, queen c5, b4. The queen has to go back to d6. Oh, this is not nice at all.
Yeah.
Or c3 and bishop e3. Like, it's just, oh no, this is a terrific position for white, I think.
Yeah. So in the game after g6, white played d3.
Okay, this is nah. You can't play that. That's well, obviously, because that
d5.
allows d5. That just allows d5, and
Yeah,
you're losing.
d5
You're
was
losing a piece.
found.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Kyle is sharp. He sees variations easily, and the only problem is that his openings are. What happened? Oh, wait. There was something better here. There was that. Like I'd be looking to see if there's a mate on d1. Um,
You're already a piece up.
you're already a piece up, so maybe a move like bishop b4,
Hmm.
because
Bishop
then
b4,
you
then
do
knight
have.
e2.
Damn it.
No,
Damn
maybe
it,
you
damn
can
it, damn
still
it.
just take it and king takes and then queen d2.
Right.
And then, I mean, this is, yeah, already game over as well. I mean, it's game over once you lose the bishop anyways.
True. Except you want to avoid allowing queen takes e5 check, losing your
Oh,
rook
true.
on h8.
Yeah.
Um,
But, yeah. Maybe you can
but
just play
yeah,
knight
90
e7.
exactly, something like that. Okay, anyway,
But
so this
trading
this
queens
game is
is,
over.
yeah.
So what should
Could be
Ivan
okay.
have played instead of? She played d3. What should she have played instead? Let's have a look and see. After g6, what should she play here? Should she just play queen g3 or knight d5? Maybe knight d5 is an option, because knight d5 stops the nonsense. No, that doesn't. Maybe there's just d6 and carry on. Okay, so that doesn't seem to be to
Can
work.
you
What
play
else
knight
is
f6?
there? Um,
Now you need to take. Well,
no,
you
you
don't
don't need
need
to
to, I
take.
guess. Well,
You can
yeah,
play. You can play
queen
queen
f2.
h4.
Yeah, here I would just take the knight.
Okay, queen takes queen check.
What will I take back with? Because I want to play knight d4, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't want to be.
indeed. But again,
Maybe I
again,
will
knight
take with the
d4.
king. I'll take
But
with the
again,
king.
okay. So now we play bishop takes, and if you play
Maybe
knight,
f5.
then I guess d3.
Yeah, but I think this looks okay for black.
Yeah, absolutely,
Knight
absolutely.
back.
Yeah, no, this is equal. We've missed
Yeah.
some. No, okay, this is not the way to try and win.
But
Trying to be
queen
better.
g3 looks good. Queen
Okay,
g3.
yeah,
You
and the
don't want
machine
to
the
trade
machine likes this.
pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens after knight? Oh, knight d4 doesn't work because of queen takes pawn check,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, so that would have been yeah. Thanks very much. Um.
Okay, so
So
yeah,
yeah,
I
so
guess queen g3.
queen g3, and then queen g3 followed by d3, followed by maybe knight ge2 or knight f3. This looks good for her, for Ivan.
Yeah.
Uh,
Maybe just knight f6. d3.
17 is saying this. There's a very tricky line. Queen f5 instead of queen g3. Well, queen f5 would allow g takes f5, so I don't think after g6 here,
In maybe in
this position. Can't play queen f5, so I'm just wondering, is it queen f3 instead of queen g3?
I think in the h5 line from earlier. Wait, this one here, maybe.
Is it? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, 17 thinks
Yeah,
seems to
here
think you're
after
onto something.
after bishop e7, queen f5 here.
Okay, yes, and now you've got mate threats on f7. Yeah,
Yeah, and then you can bring
yeah,
your rook as well.
yeah, yeah. No, this is all very nice for white. Um, I mean, yeah, this is a kind of a dream position. Love this. Uh,
Ooh, and
okay.
after d6, queen f1. That's really nice.
Wow.
And now you're threatening to take on e7 and checkmate on f7.
You're also threatening, aren't you? Also threatening just c3, queen c5, and bishop e3 or b4, and
Yeah,
the black has to give up a piece.
yeah. Why can't you just
So
take on e7? Well, here your queen was attacked after d6, but yeah, now you also are threatening to take on e7 as well. But
yeah,
also
or
c3 is
and c
fine.
and c7
Oh,
as
and
well.
c7, yeah.
Yeah, but and again, just c3, bishop e3, horrible position for black.
Yeah.
Winning, definitely winning for white. Okay, so that's that game. Let's go and look at Amelia's game.
Okay, let's see.
She told me she's black, and she was hoping her opponent plays d4.
Oh, and he played. Oh, she plays the Dutch. Okay, yeah, he played
Yeah,
d4.
yeah,
Okay, we have the Dutch. Another London.
yeah, yeah. She didn't. She said she didn't know what she'd do if he played e4 or c4 or something else. But yeah, so she plays a Leningrad, and that would be appropriate given that she is a historian and that she has written about chess in the Soviet Union and in Russia. So yeah, definitely appropriate.
17 is also a Dutch player.
Yeah,
So another opening that you know.
and of course in Leningrad is or St. Petersburg is full of canals, like in Holland.
Yeah.
So maybe that's another reason for that. Okay, so yeah, so this is a standard Leningrad position, and the question is, White has played h3, which is it's a good idea in these structures to have a little square for your bishop to wriggle back to, because you don't want to have that exchanged off. So the big question is, can Black play e5? Black wants to play e5. If Black can get e5 in, then everything will be okay. So how can that happen? You've got to play. Maybe there's like queen e8 and a knight to c6 or to d7. But I think if you go to d7, then white will play d5, and there'd be a hole on e6. So
Hmm.
another idea might be just to play instead of queen e8. Uh, yeah, that hole there. It's tricky. Um,
Yeah, this doesn't occur. So.
no. So, but you
Well,
could also play it
maybe you can
slowly.
always
Black,
just
black.
play back and then play e6.
Yeah, but then you've got this. You've given this the d5 square up kind of stuff. I don't know. But instead of doing that and wasting two tempi, you could play e6 here.
Oh, yeah.
E6 first, and
Yeah.
then you play queen e7, and you play your knight out to probably to
c6.
c6, and
Okay, because
you'll
now d5
just
isn't possible anymore. So let's say
well
white just plays bishop e2, queen e7,
castles
castles,
say,
and now knight c6.
and you're getting e5 in,
Yeah.
and then you'll be kind of happy. So that's what you want to do in the Leningrad. If you get e5 in, it's good. Um, yeah, this is another great book on the Leningrad by Stefan Kinderman,
Hmm.
our fellow again, it's in German. Though I think it was translated into English about 20 years ago. So that's my knowledge of the Leningrad Dutch. Um, uh, okay, I don't like that move.
Rook c1.
Yeah, not from the F file. If Rook AC1, I'd prefer. I think, although that's seems to be even worse. So why? Okay, what's
Well, maybe because
white?
the queens are coming off and you want the a file for the rook.
Okay, right.
And that's
But
also what happened in the game.
maybe here, like the machine is saying this is quite good for white.
Yeah.
So
Maybe you
that
don't want to trade queens.
maybe you don't want
Just
to
play
trade
queen
queens.
c2.
Exactly. Yeah. And the reason you're doing that is that
If knight
white has more space. You can just go to d2.
yeah.
Yeah, d2.
And
And you'll push that away and go back to c2 and carry on. Or you play a6, a3 and b4.
b4, yeah, and I have a lot of
Yeah,
space in the
loads of space. Yeah.
on the queen side. Yeah. So
Yeah.
okay, rook c1. Yeah, once the queens are off now it's hard to do much.
Also
I played
there's I
c5.
think I don't know about c6. I don't know about c6. Again, I want to try and play e5. I don't want by playing c5 here, you're giving squares for that knight on c3. At the moment, then the knight on c3 has no good moves to play. It can only it has to stay in its own half of the board, and it can only any moves it makes. It can only go to the rim, and as we know, Diana, as our housewife Tarash used to say, a knight on the rim is dim, or in German, Springer am Rand ist ein Schand,
Oh,
which is a knight on the edge is a shame.
okay.
That's the oh, yeah, that's the literal translation. Um, so yeah, I think I don't like c5 here for Emilia. What's happening here? Board 12 is spicy. Oh, bringt Kummer und Schande. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. Uh, okay. Yeah, TJ, there's always exceptions in chess. That's what makes a difficult game.
So actually e5 was played later, but with c5 as well on the board.
Yeah.
And here en passant is forced.
Right.
And then rook takes.
You know what was my favorite? My favorite, like these chess websites. They have ads. They have ads advertising their services. And my favorite of all of them ever, was Chess24, and they're showing this clip where they have Jan Gustafsson commenting with Peter Svidler, and he's saying, yes, now here is, if white plays this move, then we can play en passant. And he shows it, and then he says, but of course, if you make another move first, then you can't then en passant doesn't work. And of course, they find that there's a bug in the software, and that they can't actually take en passant with a move delayed, and it's so funny, so funny. So that's my favorite thing. So here's a case of en passant, a correct case of en passant. Um, but yeah, I think this is a nice position here for white, and I'm guessing like. Whoa, hang on. What was that? Rook C1 to.
Bishop
No,
takes
no,
b2 is
no.
being threatened.
Oh.
Maybe rook a2. But then
No,
there's
but then
knight
this
here.
night before is a bit awkward. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, no, so knight d5 is wrong. That's what that's telling me. Knight d5 is wrong because of knight h5. Although the machine seems to like this anyway.
I get maybe you can just go back. Oh no, yeah, no, you can't. If you go back to c3, now knight takes here, here, and then you take the knight, and then after
Oh
pawn takes knight loses a
yes.
piece.
Yeah.
So your pieces are just dropping.
Like ripe plums from an autumn tree.
Nice move from Amelia. Knight h5. Um. So right now, I guess if
But there's bishop takes h5. What about
oh
bishop
yes,
takes?
bishop takes, yeah. That's what I don't know if it was no rugby one was played. Yeah, bishop takes h5 is the only move I think because now if you take on b2, you can save
Well, you
your
just
white square.
you save your
Yeah.
white square bishop exactly, and you're just up two minor pieces for rook and pawn. That and in this position, that's very good for white.
Yeah, so bishop takes h5 should have been played. But after rook b1, I mean it's still okay. She played bishop e5. Maybe you should take the bishop.
I would take the bishop, yeah.
And now you have a beautiful dark square bishop for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Um,
The only thing is that I would be kind of a bit nervous here about my white squares. White will play bishop to f3, maybe to come up to d5. The knight on d2, I think it'll have to have some way. I want to get it to c3. No, I don't think it does anything there on f3. I want to put the bishop on
oh,
f3,
sorry, yeah. Bishop f3.
and I want to.
So rook, maybe?
Yeah. Oh yeah, actually, well, no, it doesn't matter. No, now there's just bishop takes. Is there bishop?
Oh,
Yeah, there's
bishop
bishop
takes
takes
b2.
g7, b7.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then
b7
rook
check.
takes,
Yeah.
and white black's position is collapsing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that's nasty
Oh,
for
rook
her.
takes a6 was played. So after bishop e5, white played a an exchange sacrifice. Because white wants to play knight c7, I guess.
Okay.
But I think you can win a piece here because knight takes f4
Okay.
attacking
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
bishop, pawn takes, bishop takes, and
Bishop
now
takes,
both
hitting
pieces
the
are
hit,
attacked.
and you're going to win. Yeah, this would be good for her because all her remaining pieces are after knight takes a8 here.
Yeah, now
Do we play? Yeah, rook takes, and all of Amelia's pieces are very, very active.
yeah, the bishops are amazing. And
Yeah,
these knights are not great.
there's like bishop goes to c6 to e4, then the b pawn will drop. It's horrible.
Yeah. Okay, so rook takes a6.
Okay.
So this is good for Emilia.
Okay, so what? But
Yeah,
maybe
you can
bishop
just
take.
take it.
Okay, so take it. Yeah, we take. And now, what does white play? Maybe white plays bishop takes knight. Bishop to e2 takes h5. Yeah.
Yeah. And now if you take back.
Now you can play knight c5, knight c7, can't you?
Yeah, now you no longer have anything on e2.
True.
No, she didn't lose, but it's there's a I think I don't know why the result is already there, but they're still making moves. The result has been there from the start of the game.
Okay. Okay.
As Diana knows, I still struggle to remember when I get a chance to play Amazon. Even then, I play it wrong at the moments and not the right ones. Well, I think
Yeah.
yeah.
You're not alone. You're not alone, TJ. As we've seen with even grandmasters, get it wrong.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't come up very often, and when it does come up, it's hard to not play it.
so you want that? You have to take that chance. You only get one chance to
Yeah.
to use it. I think. Yeah. Okay, so that's Amelia's game. Let's have a look at. Let me have a quick look to see what's interesting. look just quickly. Masters. We have. Oh, okay. Well, there's the game on the top board game. Oh, yeah, actually, wait. Yannick Woods.
Okay.
Yannick, I had a draw against him last year. He's only about 12 or 13. He lives in Sligo. Um, he's he's a bilingual person, speaks German because his mum is German. And
Yeah,
yeah,
Yannick
so
is a
what
very
happened?
German name.
Yannick is, Woods isn't.
Yeah.
His dad is Irish, I think, from Sligo, and his mum is from Berlin, and is the treasurer of the ICU.
Oh.
A great woman. Um, oh yeah, that's something else, folks. Here, I am organising the second Ireland against Germany Rapid Championship. It's going to happen on the Einheitstag. Well, it's actually going to happen on the 4th of October, actually, which is the day after. It's going to be in Dublin in the Arts Club. So I will be putting something up on the ICU in the ICU calendar. But if you're interested in coming along and playing in a rapid championship, last year we played in Berlin in the World Chess Club. Right, almost like a 5 minute walk to the Brandenburg Gate on the Unter den Linden, and we had a great time. And we actually, who was there at the prize giving, Diana?
Who?
Judith Polgar.
Oh, I did know about this. I think, yeah, I heard about
Yeah,
this.
yeah. And so she was there to train
Yeah.
the
Women.
German
Yeah.
women's team
Yeah.
for a couple of days, and she very kindly came and presented the prizes, which was very good.
Yeah, I think
So,
I wasn't in the country that time
mhm,
because I was sad to miss it.
right. Oh yeah, and actually, do you know what I met her husband at the Olympiad. I had a long chat with him, and the reason that that's important for me because I'm the Irish delegate to FIDE, but he's the Hungarian delegate for
Hmm.
FIDE, and he has a very interesting day job. He is trying to prevent the black rhinoceros in Africa from extinction.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Uh, so he's trying to encourage to improve the fertility of the black rhinoceros in Africa, and he has various methods which we're not going to talk about
wow.
on this stream. But yeah, that's what he does, and that's why there's a famous photograph of Judith Polgar with this lion cub. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it. It's one of the most famous photographs that appeared in the New and Chess magazine.
Hmm.
And Judith is about, I guess, maybe in her early 20s in the photograph, and she has this lion cub. And the reason is that Gustav, her husband, he had brought he was working for the Budapest Zoo, and he brought home one of the lion cubs. A new lion cub was born, and I don't know, problems with feeding and so on. And so the lion cub was brought home to be looked after, and
Oh, wow.
it was just there when the new when Dirk Jan van Geusendam turned up to interview Judith and take photographs. So yeah, fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Um, okay, so what we have like it's going to be a Catalan.
Yeah.
One of my favorite openings.
I'll just say to TJ that King's Indian attack is usually with e4 and d3,
Yeah,
um, not the other way around. So yeah, with d4, I guess these are Catalan structures.
yeah,
But
exactly. You have to play c4 as well,
yeah,
but that's probably going to happen. Um, And TJ, actually, if you want to learn the King's Indian attack, I can recommend there's a brilliant course by Kamil uh, Plichta, who's a Polish FM. He's just buy the videos; they're worth every penny. although it costs a lot more. He's got this King's Indian attack course on Chessable, and like I wrote a comment on one of the variations the other day, and he got back. He wrote this like page long explanation, and
Oh
that's
wow.
the course. The course is like 4 years old, and he's still giving updates.
Oh, that's so
So
good.
brilliant guy. He's very funny. Well, if you, I don't know, maybe his humor is very specific, but he's a funny guy, and yeah, worth watching the videos. And the course, if you like plan based systems, there's a lot of plan based stuff in his course. So
Yeah,
yeah,
the King's Indian Attack is a really nice plan-based opening.
yeah, yeah.
I recommend it also. It was my favorite opening when I was playing in youth events. I always played it. I was so happy to see a French on the board because I would just play King's Indian Attack. But now, um,
Yeah.
if black doesn't do anything on the king side, it's hard to do it much.
Okay, so b3. Now, okay, here's the thing, right? Yeah, pawn takes pawn, right? Okay, so bishop pawn. Now, why doesn't white play knight takes d4? Why not?
Maybe they're worried about e5.
Correct. And what they want to do is now the knight has to go back to f3, and now black will just play knight c6. No, you don't want to. Oh, maybe you have to. Yeah, maybe you have to play on.
I guess knight it's attacked twice.
But anyway, black gets lots of space here, and
yeah.
that's fine. So what
But maybe you have this nice square.
Yeah. But
And
again, you play knight c3. Sorry, black plays knight c6 and carries on developing. Yeah, it's.
Oh, I guess the structure isn't so nice. So here you probably shouldn't take it. You should just play knight c. Oh no. Oh, sorry, your knight is hanging. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. You take the knight and then ruin their pawn structure as well. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And now you play queen c2.
Oh yeah. Queen
I like
c2
queen c2.
attacking here. Yeah, I like
Although,
that. Then rook d1 as well.
yeah. Anyway, it's you get kind of like reversed Grunfeld type positions. But anyway, white has decided not to go into those lines and is waiting for black to play knight c6. And when black plays knight c6, then he'll take. But in fact, what happened here, there was a slight after knight there was bishop d6 trying to play e5. So you got to take it now. And I guess if you play that, you've got knight b5 and then play c4, and this is quite comfortable for white. This is good for white, I would think.
Yeah.
Although the machine thinks it's only slightly, it's a tiny bit better. But as a player of these structures, and sometimes you get these kind of positions in the King's Indian attack, I would like this as white.
Yeah. Also, all of your pieces are developed, so it looks much easier to play with, or much more comfortable to play with.
17 is saying it's really too bad that all your favorite openings are for white. Well, the trick is just to play if you're paired with the black pieces, you just don't show up. It's simple.
I mean, the King's Indian used to be my favorite opening, but no, there's too much space that white gets.
Yeah.
No, actually, sorry, I do have a favorite. My Benko Gambit is my favorite opening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love the Benko.
Do you play these new variations with an early Queen A5 instead of the old ones that Benko invented with like D6, G6, Bishop G7? You.
No, I still play the old stuff.
You play the old, right? Okay.
But I really like the positions that black gets.
Yeah. Okay, so what have we got? We got knight c6 happened.
Okay, so
Oh no no
similar.
no 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 no. Okay, so here you've got to play.
A6.
Okay, after e5, after Yannick played e5, which I think is fine.
Now knight b5.
No, I would be thinking of playing c4 here, or knight takes. Yeah, I think c4 feels right.
Knight takes knight.
Bishop takes.
And now e5.
Okay, so bishop b2.
No, I'll push.
Uh,
At least e4, e3 stops d4.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. That's a bit awkward, all right.
Okay, so that's his idea.
Can I play? Yeah, I don't want here to play knight takes c6 because with the pawn on e6, it's not. I think it's okay. So anyway, e3.
e5 and now knight b5.
That I don't like. I think here I would just play knight takes c6. I want to open up squares for that diagonal. My bishop on g2. So pawn takes c4. And here, funnily enough, the knight on d2 is kind of like it would much prefer to be on c3, attacking d5.
Yeah.
So this is
Maybe
this
bishop
is
a6.
why or
Or
bishop
b1.
e6, maybe.
Yeah. More flexible.
Yeah, it's a game for both players. Both players. White has a reversed Grunfeld, uh, which most Grunfeld players would be quite happy to have. Um, a, a minor piece, knight has been swapped off for both sides, which means that White's space disadvantage isn't quite as bad. And there'll be an open C file. And in these positions, White will exchange off on d5 and then hope to win the two pawns on the queen side are he's hoping to push them and queen in
Yeah.
a long game.
Yannick is also down to 30 minutes now against 1 hour.
Okay. Yeah, but Yannick plays slowly anyway.
Yeah. But let's just see the position that we have on the board. So bishop g4 was played.
Okay, so we'll look at Sarah's game now in a moment. Sarah Scott, I presume, is it?
Yeah. And
oh, I don't like a4. Don't like a4. That doesn't feel right.
I guess the idea is to just play bishop a3. But
Yeah,
bishop
but
is already good here.
It's good exactly, and you want to play queen e2, c4, bring the rooks to the c and d files, and what's f3? When did f3 happen?
F3 after bishop g4, you don't really have much choice, I think.
I turned. I looked away to look at the chat, and then suddenly this horrible move f3 appeared.
Well, I mean, you don't really have a choice because if you play queen here, then there's bishop e2 and queen e1. Now you don't want your queen there.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Which means that knight b4 is